Don't ever talk to cops. Thanks for watching the Shikama Live Show with your host, Shikama. Today I'm going to talk to you about your Fifth Amendment rights, your right to remain silent, also known as your Miranda Rights. A lot of people watch TV shows and movies, and in the movie and in the TV show, they give you examples of how to act around police. Most people, a majority, 99% of the population, never have to deal with police in a criminal situation. Now, a less percentage have to deal with police in the everyday city regulations, regulatory situation. The city's passed some sort of ordinance, a speeding ticket, something like that, and the police approach you. Now, it is not necessarily a criminal matter, but it's the same exact case. Don't talk to police. Now, when I say don't talk to the police, people get confused. Why? And why did I mention Hollywood and stuff? Because you have had years and years of examples of how to behave around police. And if you think you're going to overcome that by watching this video once, you're a fool. I say watch this video about 100 times. Don't talk to police. Now, what do I mean? I mean, the police have turned on their lights, pulled you over, walk up to your car, and they say, "Do you know why I stopped you? How fast were you going? Do you know this is a construction area?" Etc., etc., etc. What is the police doing? The police is trying to generate a confession out of you. And you see in the Hollywood movies and the TV shows, the person in the car says, "I was only going 35. I was only going 30. I was driving carefully. I'm a careful driver. I've never had a ticket." Blah, 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 blah. What are they doing? They're talking to the police. And what did I say do? Don't talk to police. Now, what should you do in that situation? Ma'am, do you know why I pulled you over? Ma'am, do you know how fast you were going? Ma'am, blah, 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 blah. Please confess. You say, "I have nothing to say to you. Am I free to go?" And that's all you say. "I have nothing to say to you. Am I free to go?" If they keep pressing you, "I have nothing to say to you. Am I free to go?" "I have nothing to say to you. Am I free to go?" "I have nothing to say to you. Am I free to go?" Now, what does this do? Why are you saying this? And why are you being a dick? Because that's what the police is going to say. "Well, you're being a dick. You're being a hard butt. You're being a non-cooperative." Of course you're being non-cooperative. It's called exercising your rights. Why? What are you doing when you say this? First, you're invoking your Fifth Amendment rights to remain silent. Secondly, because you're saying, "Am I free to go?" the officer has to come up with some reason to hold you. Now, if he says license and registration, they walk up and says, "License and registration. Why are you holding me here? Am I free to go? Are you stopping me? Are you accusing me of something? Am I free to go?" What? You put the ball back in their court and say, "Why are you stopping me? I don't have to comply with you just to comply with you." Because if you just comply with them, they're going to say, "Oh, they're admitting guilt. Oh, we can prosecute them. We can charge them with all sorts of things. We can write all sorts of tickets. Why are you stopping me? Am I free to go? I have nothing to say to you. I have nothing to say to you. I don't have to comply with you just because you stopped me." This is not Nazi Germany, and the whole point of the U.S. Constitution is to keep innocent people from being harassed. So, if they say license and registration, why am I being stopped? And if you don't have any reason to stop me, am I free to go? Always end with, "Am I free to go?" Why? Because you want to be free, right? They have to come up with a reason to keep you there. Do you consent to a search? "I absolutely do not consent to a search. Am I free to go?" Keep saying it. They have to come up with a reason for stopping you. And you should not be confessing to regulation violations or crimes or anything. You do not consent to anything. Scenario B. You're walking down the street. "Sir, your name. Why are you stopping me? Who are you and why are you stopping me?" Who are you and why are you stopping me? You don't have to give them your name just because they ask. There might be ordinances that say that you have to relinquish your identification and identify yourself. The ordinance does not say you have to give up your constitutional rights. The Constitution says there is no law that can abridge constitutional rights. You are the protector of your constitutional rights. Sir, stop right there. Why? Why are you stopping me? Do you have probable cause to stop me? You have absolutely no probable cause. I don't care. That doesn't matter to me. There have been complaints about somebody. That doesn't matter to me. Am I free to go? I have nothing to say about that. Am I free to go? They come to your house and knock on your door. We have blah, blah, blah. Okay, first of all, they knock on your door. If you are of the mind that you're going to go answer the door, open the door, exit the door, lock the door, and then proceed to say, why are you knocking on my property? Why are you on my property, first of all? Because even if you rent an apartment, the area around the apartment is still your property. Why are you on my property? Do you have probable cause to come to my door? If not, please exit my property. Thank you. You always be polite. And there are other scenarios, but this is a general thing that you want to do. You do not talk to police. Did you, do you know? I have nothing to say to you. I invoke my Fifth Amendment rights. Am I free to go? Get off my property? Leave me alone? That's the whole point of the Fifth Amendment. It's not so criminals can go free. It's so that innocent people cannot be prosecuted. And when I say innocent people cannot be prosecuted, let me give you a scenario. We saw you scoping out a house. I wasn't scoping out that house. Okay, we go to court. Officer, was there anything that surprised you in the interview with the interrogation of the suspect? Yes, he admitted to scoping out a different house than this one. All you said was, I didn't scope out that house. That can be used against you. And the Miranda warning says, anything can be used against you. Did you shake the baby? I wasn't even around the baby. They come and bring a witness. Oh yes, I saw him around the baby on the 5th of October. Aha, he's lied to us. Judgment against the defendant, 12 years in jail. There you go. There you have it. There you have it. You just opened yourself off to be prosecuted and a harsher sentence because you quote-unquote lied to the police. And they can give you extra penalties for lying to a police officer, and ergo the court. So pleading the fifth or taking the fifth, is your ticket out of jail. Now, what people don't understand also is that a lot of times when they talk to police, all they're doing is helping the police build a case against you. A police officer has absolutely no authority. They don't prosecute you. The DA prosecutes you. The DA actually brings the charges. The policeman simply builds a case and hands it to the DA. And then the DA looks it over and says, good job. This will be easy. One of my 2,000 cases today, blah, 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 blah. The defendant said this, that, and the other, blah, blah. Guilty. That's what we call for the death penalty, Your Honor. All right, death penalty it is. Next case. That's what it is. When you talk to police, they can use anything you say against you. Anything. I wasn't there. I was giving a speech at Harvard, 3 hours. 500 people can vouch for it. They bring on 20 witnesses, says, oh no, I saw him standing right next to the house. He had the knife in hand. It was dripping blood. You have lied to the court. Guilty. Oh, you don't think that happens? You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're a fool and an idiot. It happens. It happens all the time. I could bring on 500 policemen who could come on this camera and tell you it happens all the time. I was on TV live from New York on the Saturday Night Live show. I definitely was not there. 20 witnesses come in and says, oh no, he was there. He had the gun in hand and I saw smoke coming out of it. The person said, oh no, John, why have you shot me? Convicted, boom, you go to jail. 20 years, life imprisonment. There you go. Because you said, because you said something. It does not work like it works on TV. On TV, they say the procedure is the person has an alibi, a solid alibi, a concrete alibi. The person told me, what did I say? Don't talk to police, especially if you're innocent. Especially if you're innocent. Why? Because the police do not care who they get. They don't care that you're innocent. Plenty of innocent men have gone to jail. Plenty of innocent people have confessed. Completely innocent. Never knew the person, was never in the neighborhood, was 50 miles away, didn't even live in the city, had never, nothing, and are in jail rotting today. Innocent. Airtight alibi. But what did they do? They talked to police. And what did I tell you to do? Don't talk to police. Don't tell your story. Nobody cares. You know what? You take that to your grave. The police ask you something, take it to your grave. No, you're not getting it out of me. Nope, not going to happen. I invoke my Fifth Amendment. Not going to happen. They're not asking you to prove your innocence. They're asking you to prove your guilt. That's their whole point. A policeman's job is to try and get you convicted of something. Their job description is to arrest people. Their job description is not to find innocent people. That is not in their job description. They don't even care. In fact, let's say you're a lawyer and the police talk to your client before you do, and your client was crying and said, "Oh, I really loved him. He was the best man ever. I would never harm him." Okay, it goes to court, and you try and bring up the policeman to say, what did the client say? The client was crying and said, the prosecution is going to move to strike hearsay. Nothing the police can say is going to help your client. Nothing you can say is going to help you. If your lawyer tries to do that and bring a policeman officer to prove how innocent you are, the prosecution is going to move to strike. That it's hearsay, it's third party. Policeman is a third party. He has absolutely no idea what's going on. And you know what the judge is going to say? Sustained. Objection. Sustained. Objection. Hearsay. Sustained. You're absolutely right. This policeman has no idea what happened. It's just hearsay. Anyway, convicted. 20 years in jail, young lady, young man. There is nothing that you can do that will benefit you by talking to police. Don't talk to police. Now, I hope by now that you've gotten it through your brain that there is nothing good that can come out of talking to police, especially if you're innocent. Especially, you know what talking to police does when you're innocent? It gets you convicted. It gets you the electric chair. In fact, there was a guy, this is plenty of guys, but there was a particular guy who the judge said, and he was completely innocent and it wasn't around the place, airtight alibi, but he was mentally retarded, and the police convinced him to confess. The police can lie. The police can do all sorts of underhanded things. It is not above them. We don't have that. In Germany, I believe the police have to tell the truth, but in the United States, it's a part of their job description to lie. If you search my car, can I do this? Oh, yes, of course. Oh, yes. If I can search your car, yes, sure. Sure, ma'am. Of course, sir. Yeah, anything you want, sir. They are the devil incarnate. There is nothing good there is nothing good that can come out of you talking to the police. It will get you convicted, and as the judge said, he said, "I wish I could give you the electric chair, but because of the sentencing, I can't give you the electric chair." An innocent man. The judge wanted to kill an innocent man who had confessed because he's mentally unstable, and the police had convinced him to confess. These are the police. These are the people that are supposedly protecting us. Nothing can come out of talking to the police at all. Well, that's my baby. No, not even that. That's my house. No, not even that. That's my car. No, not even that. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I have nothing to say to you. May I be excused? May I go? I have nothing to say to you. You may not search my house. You may not search my car. Please leave my property. That's all you have to say. And if they say, well, I can do this and I can do that, blah, 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 you can do this, blah, blah, I have nothing to say to you. Please be excused. Please leave my property. Am I free to go? Well, I can bring the sniffing. You have no probable cause. I have nothing to say to you. Please be excused. Please leave. And thank you. Nothing good can come out of you speaking to the police, especially if you're innocent. And of course, if you're guilty, what happens? Oh, well, you see, I was just sitting in the car. You were just sitting in the car. And the other defendants come up and say, oh, no, he's the mastermind of a blah, 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 blah. Let's give you a real case. Guilty. Of a guilty person, quote unquote guilty person. Michael Vick. Michael Vick is not guilty of fighting dogs. That's not what he was guilty of. He was guilty of his friends coming and asking him for money. What he got convicted of was lying and the dog fighting. But the thing is, the people who did the dog fighting got a lesser sentence than Michael Vick. How did that happen? Well, when Michael Vick went to talk to the police, which I said don't talk to the police, right? He said, no, I didn't do it. I have no idea what you're talking about, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. When it comes to trial, and he later confesses to knowing about the dog ring, they say you're hereby sentenced an extra for lying to us. An extra for lying to us. You think you're all high and mighty, blah, 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 but you lied to the police. Extra for lying to us. The people who actually did the dog fighting, who are the actual monsters that everybody was calling Michael Vick a monster. I don't think he was even present at the dog fights. I believe he only gave his friend money. I don't think the friend exposed what he was doing. I don't think the friend explained what he was doing. He was only guilty of giving his friend money. But in his defense, he gave his friends money all the time. And here's what people don't understand about that particular case. The guy gave his friends money all the time. So when the friend came up and said, I need $5,000, boom, here you go. $10,000, boom, here you go. $20,000, boom, here you go. Whatever. I'm a baller. I got money. I got money coming out my ears. Whatever. Here, have it. But he was convicted. He got a harsher sentence because he talked to the police and he lied. Don't talk to the police. If you're guilty, don't talk to the police. If you're innocent, really don't talk to the police. Anyway, thank you for watching the Shikama Live Show with your host, Shikama.